Next in the lineup of Disney Pixar movies is Onward, which stars Tom Holland and Chris Pratt as two elf brothers who go on a quest to receive a gem so they can bring back the rest of their father after a spell goes horribly wrong and only brings back his legs. I wasn't too excited for this one. The trailers didn't look that interesting to me. Not to mention that it was directed by Dan Scanlon, the same guy who directed my second least favorite Pixar movie, Monsters University. But I mean, just because that movie was bad doesn't mean he can't come out with something good. This is Pixar. They still managed to come out with solid creations, with their only bad films being Cars 2 and the aforementioned Monsters University. Onward also happens to be their very first original non-sequel film since Coco, which is great to hear because as good as movies like Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4 are, I prefer it when they try to be original. Knowing Pixar, I'm sure they would do something amazing and inventive with this idea. Or not do that at all? I'll start with what I liked. I thought the action scenes were very entertaining to watch. There are a couple of car chases that are pretty cool, and the battle that happens in the climax is genuinely exciting. Two characters I thought really stood out are the ones voiced by Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Octavia Spencer. They actually got quite a few laughs. I thought their scenes were the best. I found these characters to be more interesting than the two main leads, but I'll get to them later. I also thought the animation was nice. Nothing really groundbreaking, pretty much what we expect from Pixar, and it's done pretty well. Sadly, these good elements can't save how bland the story is. This is probably the most generic film Pixar has released. It's pretty much just two characters going on a quest, and along the way, they go through troubles and have disagreements and get into arguments, and it's cliche after cliche after cliche, and it's really not that interesting to watch. We've seen this before many times, and it offers nothing new. There's no surprises. I'm not opposed to using cliches in movies, but if they're not gonna put their own spin on these cliches, then what's the point? Even the two main characters aren't anything special. Tom Holland plays the wimpy brother who is scared of a lot of things, and Chris Pratt plays the tough brother who screws things up. It's obvious what lessons they're gonna learn later on, and the problem is, I didn't care for either of these characters very much. I didn't really have a reason to care about them. If something bad were to happen to one of them, I would have just been like, whatever. I remember in one scene they tried to give Chris Pratt's character some depth through dialogue, but it happens a little too fast and they just move on to the next thing very quickly. The actors give really great performances. I can really tell that they're trying their hardest, but the writing they're given is just not anything noteworthy. There's a lot of jokes throughout, but aside from a few of them, I didn't find them very funny. Although I'm probably the only one who thinks this because the audience in my theater was cracking up quite a lot. Also, this whole civilization that these characters are living in isn't much different from our civilization. The cars are pretty much just regular cars, the stores are just regular stores, and the houses are regular houses. The characters could have been human and it wouldn't have changed anything. As much as I hate Monsters University, they at least put the characters in situations that require them to be monsters, like that scare contest scene, since scaring kids is what monsters do. Onward doesn't have anything like that. The characters just happen to be mythical creatures for the sake of being mythical creatures. Again, there's no imagination to this. Throughout the film, I kept thinking that I should be invested in this, but I'm just not. Even in the ending, I won't spoil anything, but I should be tearing up during this moment, but my eyes were very dry. I felt no emotion. Again, there are elements that I really like, but the film as a whole just didn't work for me. If you like the trailers, then chances are you'll like this movie. The audience in my theater seemed to really like it, so I think I'm in the minority on this one. I definitely didn't hate this film. I wouldn't say it's at the level of Cars 2 or Monsters University. I'd say it's more at the level of A Bug's Life, another movie I found to be very mediocre. Oh, I should probably talk about that Simpsons short that played before the movie because that actually happened. It's fine, I guess. It's basically just Maggie meeting another baby and she wants to see him again and we know how it goes. Not anything special, but it's cute. I also like that there's no dialogue, but remember when Pixar actually had Pixar shorts play in front of them? What happened to those days? Coco had a 20-minute Olaf special, and Toy Story 4 didn't have anything at all. At least Incredibles 2 had a Pixar short. That was really good, but it's just sad that it seems like they're moving away from that. I don't know if this will continue to happen, but we'll see. Anyway, Onward isn't good, but certainly not bad. I'm sure others might like it more than I did. I'm not trying to prevent people from seeing it, but for me, this isn't an adventure I'd partake in a second time.